Hey everyone, how are you? I wanted to take a few minutes to propose to people out there a challenge. So I always like to set different goals for myself or try out different things, and it's very popular for exercises to do like a 30-day challenge. Well, I want to challenge people, and I'm gonna call it the One Bag Wonder Challenge. So as many of you know, I've been traveling in Europe for 11 months and I live out of a very small backpack. So before my life in the United States, I had a huge closet with tons of clothes and bags and purses and, jewelry, but I would always complain that I never had anything to wear. Well, now that I'm living out of a backpack, it has just brought my sense of I don't even know how to describe it, like simplicity, I guess, to a whole new level. So I want to challenge people, if you want to know what it feels like while I'm on the road, is to simply just grab a backpack and challenge yourself to just pack what you would need for even a week, because like I see people show up, and I used to do it too, where it's like I would go to vacation for a week and like I would take a huge ass suitcase and like have to have all different options. Well, now the reason why I chose to just travel with a small backpack is because I only wanted to have a carry-on because I've flown so much. I think it's been like 10 flights, and a lot of the airlines will charge you for a bag. So as a budget traveler, I'm like, I'm just gonna cut that cost out. So I Googled to find like a the best backpack, because I that's where I did not want to go cheap. I wanted to make sure I got like the best of the best. And I did a quick Google search and I came up with this backpack. I ordered it and it showed up and I was like, holy shit, this thing is so small. But instead of trying to figure out like, oh my gosh, how am I going to fit everything in there, I literally waited till like the day before I left, and actually that morning, to kind of pack my bag so that I wouldn't have time to really like think like, oh, this and that. Like I made myself like a little medical kit, and like I have a little tiny bag of makeup, and I really don't travel with too many toiletries like shampoo and that kind of stuff. Like I tend to just like get that stuff when I'm on vacation. But I wanted to show you guys my backpack so that you can see. It's it's from Osprey is the company. It's called Farpoint 40. It's 40 liters, and it was I think like $150, and it is seriously like the best. Like it's been awesome. It's comfortable to carry everything around in, even when it's like a little heavy, and also too, it like has not had any type of like tears or anything, and like I pushed this thing to the limit. So I'm just gonna give you a quick look. So this is kind of like the size of it. Like it looks like I'm going to school, like not to travel the world and live out of this thing. So it's awesome though, because it has like the front pocket. There's like a little pocket up here, and then in here, because I travel with my laptop, and had I the money to purchase a smaller laptop, I probably would have, but I have like a regular size one. But it's like there's like a laptop thing and a place to zipper, and so that's all that kind of good stuff. And then in here, it's just the back part has a mesh area, and then it's just like an open space. So it's really tough and durable. Like there's wires in here, so I can't really like bend it. But yeah, so this is my life here. Like this is everything I have. But I am very organized person, so like everything has its place. I haven't really lost anything until if you saw a recent post, like for some reason in Sicily, like my 10-month mark, like things are just starting to fall apart and disappear. But I use stuff called packing cubes, so I'm gonna show you kind of how I organize it. So I have these packing cubes. I got these. I have 3 of them, and they're great for like compartmentalizing everything and keeping everything. Like I roll things up and put them in there, and it's kind of like the adult version of Tetris. It's like backpackers Tetris every time I go to pack my bag. Like a day like yesterday when I was in a situation where I wanted to just get up and leave and pack my stuff, like it took me 2 minutes. So I wanted to be able to just like be able to put everything together quickly and get on the road if I had to, because there are times where you might have to be in a rush. So these are like a lifesaver, are these packing cubes. I think they were $15 at TJ Maxx in the United States. So I got those, and then everything else, like I just use like little bags and stuff like this. So everything kind of has its own little thing. There's nothing kind of floating around in my bag. So that's been great. But I want to see, if you want to know what it feels like, to try to just imagine, like, what would you bring with you? I actually made a blog post that detailed exactly everything that I had in my backpack when I left the United States. And there are some things that, like, I don't really need, and things that would have been, like, more beneficial, I would say. So some of my clothes I've changed in and out because of the seasons. Like, it's a little bit easier to travel in summer because, like, clothes are smaller. So when I went to Tenerife for 2 months, like back in, what was that, May, I think, in June, I bought like a couple cheap dresses from Primark, which is like a really super cheap store. And then I just left them there after I was finished. And then obviously I've had to buy like a winter jacket, but the winter months have been a little challenging because I really do not have appropriate clothes. Like, I bought like, and the thing is like, everyone just is like, oh, just go out and get what you need. It's not like that. Like, I have learned to really exercise self-control and like not function out of a want, but function out of a need. Like, everything in my life that goes into my backpack has to serve a purpose. So for me, like, having scarves like this, like I have a couple, they're really lightweight, but like I can use them like in the summer. I can use them, there's like a beach wrap. I've used it as not a towel, but like a beach blanket before. You can wrap yourself up in them, and they're really good. But for me, it's like, because I am not returning back to the United States at X date, like it's very open-ended, I want things in my backpack that I really do not care if they get lost, broken, stolen, and that kind of thing. So I functioned out of there, that mindset of, okay, well, I just want, like, the boots that I just bought, I finally found these like awesome boots for €5, because I know I'm just going to use them for probably a month, and then it's going to get warm, and then I donate them or I throw them away. So to me, it didn't make sense to really like invest, I would say, in my clothes. So yeah, some of my stuff has started falling apart, and like I'm slowly replacing like little small things here and there. But like, even with like the minimal clothes I have, I promise you, like, I could probably live off of even like smaller. Just because it doesn't matter. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm traveling, and yeah, I might have to wear the same pants and not wash them for a couple of days, and like the same clothes like all the time. But it just makes it simple. Like, there have been times, especially when I'm out socializing, or if I'm in a group of people and like everyone's dressed all nice and like looks good, I'm like, I just want to be pretty again. And like, people see pictures of me on Facebook of before when I would travel, and they're like, oh my god, it doesn't even look like you, because I had the bangs and my hair was darker, and like I had a hair dryer and hair products. So now it's just like, I really honestly like could care less. Like, I care what I look like, and it's not like I'm like, oh my god, I look so blah, but like, it just doesn't matter as much to me now that I'm traveling. Like, hence why my hair is like always a hot mess in these videos. Like, it really doesn't matter to me. Like, if people are gonna judge me on how I look and what I'm wearing, like, that's not a person I really feel should be included in my life, because it's not what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside, and what you have to say and share and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I would really be curious as to what you would bring if you go on a trip. So feel free to comment on this video, and I will, one of these days, I think I'm going to make a video when I'm packing my bag, so you can kind of see it's like an art. Like, I feel like an artist, like, getting everything together. So, one bag challenge, one bag wonder. Grab a backpack, or even just like a small bag, like a carry-on. Think carry-on size for an airplane, and think like that's all you're gonna have. That's all you're gonna have in your life. Like, those are all my possessions are in this bag. And let me know how you do it, and if it was challenging or if you found it to be easy. And it would give you a different perspective of kind of like your stuff in your life. Like, I've always been more efficient, and like I like things to be like, not like, I don't value a lot of materialistic things. But before, like, I had a lot of stuff. Like, I had my car, my this, my that, my decorations, my house. Like, and then now that I'm traveling, it's like, oh my gosh, like, all that stuff is just unnecessary. Like, the amount of money that I spent on like stuff, I'm like, I always like calculate everything in my head of how much longer I can travel. So like when people were like, just go and get boots, go and get shoes. It's like, to me, it's not as simple as that. I'm like, if I spend $50 on shoes, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I could travel for 2 weeks on that amount if I really had to, you know? So that's why for me, it's like I've been prolonging kind of purchasing things because it's like, that's not what travel is about. Like travel for me is like, I'd rather spend that $50 to go to a dinner or go to a lunch or a new city or somewhere and experience something new. So with that, I can't wait to hear from people to see how they fare living out of a backpack, because I think for me, the one thing that I'm learning and like what's changed inside of me with travel is like, I just have such an attitude, and I've always had a positive attitude. Don't worry, I've had my shit happen in my life, and I've gone through like dark moments, but you know, for the most part, like I've always had a positive attitude, and I'm very optimistic, and I come from a place of like what's in my control, what's out of my control, and what can I do, and try not to let like things get me down. But I think the one thing that with travel that I've even become more is like, I just want to inspire possibility. It's like planting the seed. Like I love watching YouTube videos of other people doing stuff that I want to do. Like for me, it's like I truly want to have like a very successful online business, like huge. Like and I have the idea, and I believe, like I have the belief that like I will make it happen. So it's just nice to see other people do it, because I'm like, oh, if they're doing it, I can do it. So for me, if you want to travel, I'm traveling. I'm not some like grand expert. Like I just figured it out. Like you just have to have the belief that you can do it. So I just want to inspire possibility. If there's any goal, and it doesn't have to be travel, but if there's any goal that you have in your life, like come from a place of like, yeah, it's possible, because it becomes so much more exciting than like trying to think. And I'm like such a thinker. Like there's like a massive idea party in my head all day, every day. So, you know, try to just take those thoughts and take action and believe that it can happen, versus like trying to think of all the reasons of like how it's going to be difficult or what could go wrong and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, one bag challenge. I will chat with everybody soon. I've been loving people that have been reaching out to me and messaging me. It's super fun. Like I'm loving it, because I'm working and doing that kind of stuff, but I do have a lot of free time, and like there are days, like this is my life, so it's like not like every day I'm like running out like doing sightseeing. Like a day like today, like I ate lunch with my friend's parents. It was super funny. They're super traditional Italian, so we ate and tried to talk to them, but like I had a chill day, so I have the time, and I would love I love to interact with people, so reach out. All right, ciao everybody, have a great day. Bye-bye.